welcome to Sold Sistas podcast. I'm your girl, Latrice.
I'm Cairo.
And I'm Victor. And today we have a very, very special guest, Lanasia Angelina.
Hey, ladies. Happy to be here.
So, can you introduce yourself to the audience to let us know, let the girlies and the guys know about you?
Absolutely. I'm Lanasia Angelina. I'm a Metro Detroiter. I'm from the east side of Detroit, to be exact. I love people. I love God. And I'm a life coach by profession. That's what I do full time for my business. I specialize in mindset transformation, helping people to go from stuck to unstoppable. That's my newest tagline. Actually, yeah, that's it. Helping people to overcome whatever mental barriers, stifle them from really taking action is what I do best. So I actually am the founder of Transformations Coaching Agency, where we provide coaching, consulting, and certifications to entrepreneurs and leaders.
That's awesome. So you teach other people how to become coaches too?
I do. An extension of Transformations is Life Coach University. So within that school, we actually train and develop aspiring life coaches as well as licensed therapists and counselors, because a lot of them want to transition, or even if they remain in practice, they want to add a more practical element into their work to get their clients moving forward.
So we wanted to make sure we brought her because mindset is something that is super, super important.
Yes.
And we want the people to know what resources are available in the community when it comes to mindset and coaching and things like that. So how can somebody become a client if they want you to coach them?
Well, you click the link in my bio, but no. You can visit my website, LanasiaAngelina.com. You can just really read up more in depth about the services that we provide, why we provide the services, even some industry information about like why life coaching is such a booming industry right now. And this is actually something that I'm hearing from therapists specifically, is that the work of therapy is impactful, but a lot of their clients still feel stuck. It's like, okay, after I've expressed my emotions, after I've vented, after I've, processed every past situation, then what? So we basically bridge the gap between, them healing and actually taking action and doing something with that healing process that they're in.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I hope I answered that question.
You did. I think you did. I've noticed that too. Like life coaches, like that's like a hot thing to do. Is it that we're all just trying to get our life together? Are there more entrepreneurs? Like, what do you think is like pushing that in 2025?
Yeah.
Well, for me personally, it was actually 2020 that changed everything for my business specifically. I was still actually working full time at the time, and a lot of people, like nobody was even having a conversation about therapy at the time. And a lot of the clients that ended up working with me was saying, I've been in therapy for 15 years, for 10 years, for 20 years, some of them. And they were like, I've been paying this person and this is no this to therapy, because these are our partners. I even refer clients to therapists sometimes when they're not working with one and they need that work. But it's to understand that just talking about the emotion is not going to change your life. You need to build your confidence. You need to take some action. And that's really what's going to help people to start to see a better life for themselves, is actually doing something about it. So we are very practical in our work, helping them to unlock the power within them so they can actually start to move towards what it is that they want their lives to look like.
Can we go back a little bit? You said that the work started in 2020.
Yeah.
We know that was when the pandemic hit us all.
Yeah.
What pushed you in the direction to start doing life coaching? So what happened, or what was that moment in your life where it clicked, like, I feel like, this is my path?
For sure. That's a good question. I actually had a nonprofit that I started at the age of 20. Okay. And I operated that nonprofit for 7 years in partnership with Boys and Girls Clubs of Southeastern Michigan and DPS high schools. We help young ladies to develop self-esteem and life skills.
That's awesome.
So we worked with so many girls, and in that time, I actually did a little bit of what I call business coaching at the time, because people would ask me to help them start their 501c3. They would come to my office and learn how to market their, nonprofits on social media and things like that. And interestingly enough, everybody that left my office would be crying. Because when you sat in my chair, it wasn't just like, okay, let's get some goals, let's start this nonprofit. It was like, why do you even want the nonprofit? And people were seeking validation. They were lacking confidence. They were struggling themselves. And I was talking to a lady at church about it at the time, and she's like, you're a life coach. And I'm like, girl, I don't even know what life coaching is. And she's like, come to my office. And she's like, this program is some odd $1,000. And I'm like, girl, I know money. You got me here trying to sell me something. I'm broke. And I went home and I prayed about it. And I called back and I was like,
I'm gonna do it.
do you take payment plans?
Look at that.
And it was the best investment I've made in my life. That school has since been closed. But I trained there, and then a year later, I actually went on to be trained by John Maxwell and was certified through him. So that really opened up my eyes to see the impact.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's transformational. Like being in that room and just seeing the impact that he had on my life, somebody that I listened to from afar, and then being in that environment, like being there in that room in Orlando at those 3 days, it's like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I actually was doing it kind of like coffee shop coaching on the side. And 2020 was so transformational for my business because Detroit still hadn't caught up to coaching.
Right.
Like God showed me this, and I was like, God, I ain't never gonna make more than this. $5 a month doing this. Like, what you mean? And I was doing it at the time while still in mortgages, and we had all gone home. And I was like doing these like programs online and everything. I'm thinking we still went back to work, but I'm doing all this coaching during the time at the time. But from that, like when quarantine happened, it opened me up to the market in DC and Houston and Atlanta. And those people got it.
Yeah.
LA got it. Like they were like, I worked with a life coach before. I'm like, what? People work with life coaches? So that really transformed everything for me because I went from coffee shop coaching to coaching online, and that really positioned me to be able to sustain myself in business and really make an impact to people that got it. And from there, I feel like it was more of a, monkey see, monkey do thing for Detroit, where they were like, okay, other people are doing this, let me kind of learn more about it.
Right.
And Detroit is still essentially kind of catching up.
Yeah. So what would you say is the moment where you decided to bet on yourself, where you stopped doing more like working in the mortgage industry and going full time into coaching?
So it was actually, so in 2019, my boyfriend at the time, we were living together, and he was like, just leave, just do it, just go for it. I'm like, I'm not married to you. I'm not going nowhere. I'm still working my job. And then a few months later, when quarantine happened, it was difficult doing both. And at the time, I was on the wholesale side of mortgages, so having wholesale brokers, they was tight. They couldn't get their money off the line. They was going through a lot. So imagine being stressed out all day and then you got to coach in the evening. I was going through a lot. So I ended up April 28th, 2020.
Really? That's my birthday.
No way. So I sent in my resignation letter, and I didn't say the company so I could tell what happened. When I sent that resignation letter in, I didn't get a call from my leader. The next call I got was, can you come bring your computer? Like, we don't care about none of that. Just shout out to you, go run your business, good luck, wish you well, goodbye. But then what happened was, I ended up going to a breakup at the same time.
Oh Lord.
Right after that. Not
Mr.
quit
Quit your job.
Mr. Quit your job. But I will say, in his defense, he did keep his word on a couple things. I love a little alimony. But I want to try. But I ended up going back to work for a year because I was running the business for about 8 months, doing it, with a little bit of support. But I was in an apartment at the time. That was not the plan. So I was like, okay, like we trying to get it out the mud, but go back to work. So I went back to work for a year, literally approximately 1 year, because I was generating revenue in my business, but I had wonderful real estate friends around me at the time. And he was like, my one homeboy was like, don't let your emotions walk you off that job, get that house immediately. And I literally, 1 year to the day I started, I got that pre-approval. I closed on that house in 3 weeks. And I was out of there 3 weeks later. And that was 2022. Thank you.
That was a big accomplishment.
Yeah, thank you.
And you gotta have discipline and to humble yourself, because sometimes it can be a humbling experience.
Absolutely.
To have to go back to work when you are entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
But you gotta go. I believe
It was.
I believe in taking a big step back. A small step is take a big step forward. Absolutely.
The plans changed.
Yeah.
That was not the plan, so I needed to do that, and I'm grateful that I did. I set my ego aside because it's hard to create when you're like needing every dollar.
Okay. When it's scarcity.
Yeah,
you have scarcity mindset.
Just like
It's very hard for you to create.
100%.
And for you to think clearly in what you need to be doing within your business.
Yeah. So I took full advantage of that year. I was generating money in my business. I was stuck in. I left, and that was 2022, March 2022, and I've been out here. I've been outside since. So it's a blessing.
that brings us to this comment, which I thought was really relevant, which you both just said, like leaving the illusion of safety behind.
Yeah.
So like I think with entrepreneurship, people don't realize like you're out here, like you're by yourself, and you got to figure it out.
Yeah.
How is that transformation going from working to stop working to back to working to now just I gotta figure it out because now I got this mortgage.
Yes, I do. And God is such a provider. Overflow. He is such a provider. My thing is, the biggest thing I did when I left, well, before I left, was I made up in my mind that I could do it. With me and the help of God, I don't have a fallback plan. I don't have a mama plan, a daddy plan. Shout out to my parents, but they're not in a position to help me financially, right? So my mindset is the biggest part of every single day. Because as soon as I start doubting myself, the money starts slipping. As soon as I start allowing the lies and the narratives to slip in and tell me last month not gonna be like next, like you know what I'm saying? Next month not gonna be like last month. And I even started saying something last year like, you know, well, every summer is slow, and I started to manifest that.
Yeah.
I started to manifest that, and I started to change that narrative. And this summer did not look like last summer because I made sure that I was very mindful of the stories that I was telling myself.
That's
Because
right.
when I'm preaching, you have that authority and the power of your tongue. I really believe that. I know the ebbs and the flows, and I always look within myself. When things are going great, I look to me. When things are going bad, I look to me. I trust that God is going to handle a lot, you know, of the outcomes. I can't control that, but I can definitely impact it.
That's right.
We don't give ourselves enough credit for how our life is ruined. And I gave myself a lot of credit for the way my life wasn't panning out the way I wanted to. And I started to put myself back in a position of power to say, like, no, if you want a better life, you got to talk that thing up because you have that authority. You have that dominion. You have that power. And I promise you, like, when I'm online preaching about mindset and conversations and, you know, talking till I turn the blue, I am living it. I am living in overflow. I'm watching my revenue grow. I'm watching my network grow. I'm watching my body get better. I'm watching myself heal because of the conversations that I had with myself that started to shape my identity and ultimately my decisions, and it creates a better world for me.
I like something that you said. You said I made a decision. And I think that people don't understand the power of making a decision. A lot of times we make a choice or it's a maybe. And when you make a decision and you stand on that decision, I tell everybody all the time, you are preaching.
Yeah.
If you do your part, God is always going to
100%.
You do your part, God is going to show out the way. The only way God can.
100%.
So I love that you made a decision.
That is so good because I talk about that a lot. Is, you know, people will say they made a decision,
But they have.
but they still question it.
I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
And I think it's so, like, I'm one of them. It's true because I think I think to your point, you gotta go to therapy first. Like if you need to like pull back those layers because a lot of times it is a confidence issue when it comes to making a decision and like trusting your gut and then also like being faithful. Like we're all Christians around here. So I think that sometimes people think that they can just go through life with just confidence and you can't. You have to add God into it.
100%.
So I think that all of that, like that's what makes the confidence and like that's what gives you the confidence.
Right.
Absolutely.
You gotta have
Some proof. You
Yeah.
need some social proof to remind you of what you did.
That's
Not
right.
just this idea that it can happen. That's gonna keep tearing down your confidence because you don't have anything tangible, no evidence.
Right.
Evidence builds the confidence.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the truth.
I think a lot of people are afraid to bet on themselves because they're afraid of what's going to cost them versus what it can give them.
Yeah.
And it's going to cost you a lot when you bet on yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to give anybody that misconception. It is going to cost you a lot, but the reward is going to be so much greater.
Absolutely.
You are going to have to give up sleeping in. You are going to have to give up going out sometime. You're going to have to be uncomfortable, but it is so worth it. And I think people don't allow themselves to get to that space where they understand, oh, okay, this was really worth it.
Okay, so you talked about working out, and I know I've seen you in this journey. Can we dive into that journey for you?
Oh yeah. So actually, 2020 changed my life.
2020 is good.
Okay, I went through the world's best breakup. I say the best breakup because y'all got me up out of there. He said, "Baby, let's go." But 2020, I actually saw a video of my arm, a picture of my arm. I had never worked out my whole life.
Oh, you hadn't worked. Oh, so you just got it?
Yeah, I was not fit because I was always small.
Okay.
So, you know, a lot of people that are just naturally small, like, So I never worked out my whole life. And then I was like I was in like dance and stuff, little stuff like that that kept me active. But I was never up to the gym. I was the girl that would go one day and never go back. And I remember seeing a picture of my arm, and I literally went home and threw away all my food. My arm looked like it belonged. Now, I naturally have big arms. That's just hereditary.
Right.
No matter what happens on my body, my arm's gonna be the biggest. It just is what it is. But this arm, the way it was looking on my little body, it was on my arm. That don't make no sense. So I just got a lot of fat pockets there. So I remember going home and throwing away all my food. I did it online on Instagram, and I was like, I'm gonna change my body just like I changed my mind. Like I'm always trying to make something a thing. And I did. I hired a trainer the next Monday, and I lost. And then I ended up going through a breakup at the same time. So I lost 29 pounds in 3 months. And then I need to gain weight back. So I hired another trainer to help me weight train. And honestly, like fitness has been such, I mean, it was so needed. Like God is so divine, and the way He orchestrates everything in our life. It's just, like He is involved in every single detail. Because if I hadn't had fitness when I went through that breakup, I don't know where my mind would have been. But I was going to the gym twice a day at the time. Like I was working out. It was like
through a breakup the way you supposed to.
I went through a breakup the way I was supposed to. I was healing.
Yeah.
I was running, and I was running my business full time at that time still too. I hadn't gone back to work yet. So it was just everything for my mental. Like God was giving me so many downloads, and it's the foundation for all things fitness, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. Like it sets the tone for my day. It gives me some structure. Knowing I'm going to the gym every morning, I wake up, make my bed, go to the gym. So being an entrepreneur who's also a free spirit, I need that discipline in the morning because it grounds me and keeps me in shape.
Yeah.
In more ways than one.
I know you have a fitness event coming up.
Yes, I do.
Talk about that.
Yeah, sure. It's at Fabletics. It's a Fabletics sponsored event. Yes, so I did post it like, thank you. I was super excited. It's gonna be at Somerset Mall. I get like some little free gear, and all my guests get like discounts and stuff. We're gonna have some little refreshments and stuff. It's gonna be a nice event. That's August 17th, Sunday.
We need some more tickets because
Yes,
it's sold out.
It just opened back up. She just opened it back up yesterday. I know.
Like sign up.
Yeah.
Yes, please do. I'm gonna send it to y'all this Friday.
You
Yeah,
said you
please.
want to
I'm
send
gonna
it.
let it early. So
Oh yeah, they got some good Fridays.
Yeah, send it over.
Can we talk about her book? Because I bought her book.
Oh yeah,
That's
I
not
got to drink a coffee.
She and I connected on social media. I support her.
She's an advocate. I just
I
appreciate
appreciate
that
that.
so much. You are truly an advocate.
I love black
Yeah.
women in general, but I love everybody. I love black women in general, and I can relate. This is like my arena, like being a business owner. So when I see one of the girlies out here working and pushing their content, it gets me fired up and it gets me excited. So any way that I can help, even if it's sharing a post, I don't think that anybody is gonna be mine. I'll be sharing.
Absolutely.
Love it.
I love it. No, that means so much. She even pushed me out to get back outside.
We'll push you out.
She pushed me back outside, like, ma'am, I know you got this book, but I'll see it all over your page. It was like a couple weeks later.
I'm like, you back at it.
Yeah, I appreciate that a lot.
No, I love your book. Like, I really love your book. It was a good practical book with homework assignments, and like it got you back to journaling and really thinking about like your mindset and where you are. I really enjoyed your book.
I love it.
what's the
Thank
name
you.
of your book so we can share?
Yes, it's called The Balance Book. It's 21 Days of Guided Motivation and Meditation. I also wrote that one during quarantine. I launched it in 2020. 2020 was such a pivotal year for me. But it's really about redefining balance for yourself. It's about throwing out every idea you ever had about balance, because the aces will not always be in their places, especially if you're a mom, a wife, an entrepreneur, a student, whatever thing in your life that just, does not go with whatever your flow is. It can get you knocked off your square if you are not grounded within yourself. So it's really about amplifying the voice within yourself for those daily conversations, so that when the time comes, when the moment demands it, you can hear that voice, trust that voice, and make the right decision.
Great book. Tell them where they can find it.
You can find it on Amazon. I also just got some big book orders coming by doorstep today for some events I have coming up. So I got something on here too if y'all want me to pull up like that's the here.
Selling books on that trunk.
I ain't never scared.
Like athletics.
I didn't even think about that.
How about athletics?
Yes.
not a hard read, it's an easy read, and it's a good
Yes.
read. That it's not long, it's 21 days.
Yes, and that's why I love it, because it is kind of hard sometimes. Especially, I encourage anybody who's writing a book, especially if you're not Oprah, you don't have a big brand where people are just so interested in your life. And I tell people it's not to be offensive. I know that I'm building a name for myself.
So another question. You talked about people fixing themselves from the inside out.
Yeah.
And you talked about getting unstuck. Like, do you ever run across a client that doesn't realize that they're stuck? Or
That's a good question.
Oh yeah, that's a really good question. I have clients who struggle with vulnerability. I feel like they know they're stuck, but saying it sometimes is difficult because they don't want to accept it. But the first step to recovery is admitting.
that's right.
So I think they say it in so many ways, and that's my job, is to be able to navigate everything that you're saying to get to what you don't realize you're saying. I'm the sounding board in the experience. So a lot of people can't articulate that they're stuck, and some people just have this perceived idea that they're stuck because they're expecting things to look a different way. They're expecting the resources to be different. I've had people call me over the past week like, this is no offense, I'm gonna just say it as raw as possible, asking for opportunities, right? Asking for job opportunities, all kind of things. And I'm like, with all due respect, you're probably missing out on daily opportunities. And I help people that want to help themselves. And a lot of people, yeah, and if I look at your life and you're not really taking advantage of the little opportunities you have around you, I don't really have nothing for you, because you're just gonna be a liability when you come around me. So I said that to say a lot of people aren't even really stuck. They just think they are. And I use that language because most people can identify with it. But when we kind of navigate it a little bit, they just needed to, pivot their perspective a little bit so that they can see the opportunities all around them.
I love it.
I love it. There's so much you want to say going on. Okay. What does the next 2 years look like for you?
Oh my gosh. So right now, thank you. Good question. So I am focused on my second book right now. I'm actually in the publishing stages. It's actually pre-launch. Pre-order is actually set for September.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Stop Playing Small, how to go from step to unstoppable. So that's coming within the next few months. And I'm actually working on my real estate portfolio. So I actually have a goal of, and I don't even know why I'm saying this public, because sometimes you want to keep it private.
I'll say it.
I get it. Accountability. I want 4 properties by my 40th birthday.
Okay.
And I have 5.5 years to do that. So that's one of my goals right now, is to have 4 properties. So within the next year, I am, fingers crossed, I'll have my second property.
We're gonna have a conversation.
Yeah, let's talk about
it by the end of next year.
Okay, everybody said,
What you mean? You got 40 by 40. We having a conversation about mindset.
Yeah.
Give yourself into 5 years to get those properties. It's going to take you 5 years, and you're going to end up with more, but you may not have. You give yourself the next year. Give yourself the next year to get those 4 properties, and you'll be able to execute, because your mind is going to figure out ways for you to get those properties. And I promise you, I was in a coach.
Yes, that's when you're in the right room.
No,
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I see.
Like,
No, you hear. This is craziness. We need to just come
I
up
love
with
you. Yeah. Okay, let's do it.
We talk about how proximity matters.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And me and you on the same journey, because I have a rental property now, and I've just flipped the property. And my goal, I'm a maniac.
Okay.
My goal is to buy the property by the end of this year.
You're gonna do it.
And it's just like, now it's like, okay, now I have to hold myself accountable. Yeah, I spend my money, because y'all saw me, I splurged a little bit. I my husband was been sideways, but I'm off that.
Yeah.
I'm done with that. Yeah, we gonna talk.
Oh, I love it.
So I have a couple of takeaways I will mention before
Yeah.
in this episode. So one of the things I took away from this episode is to stop overthinking and to start executing.
Absolutely.
And to view the opportunities around you and take advantage of those. And one other thing, you don't need more time, you need more truth.
That part.
That's it.
Okay, well, I didn't see to write those notes. Okay, so I got one more thing, because I've been following you, and I've just been, I've been watching from the background. So can you talk to us real quick about this Love Me deal?
First of all, Hey, why y'all gotta put me on blast? It was a scam. It was a whole scam, dog. But I'm gonna get the real one. I mean, it's so funny because I literally just told my girlfriend that this. I was like, girl, you know that love me. This was a scam. I never told you that. She was like, girl, no way. So yes,
So
love me deal was not for real.
Speaking it now, you will not have
you can invest in it.
We they got me. But I knew they got me too when they were like, screenshot the item as you are. I'm like, no, I've had brand deals and they say here's 100% off code.
right.
They never say go to the site and screenshot nothing. This your site, but you make
One money
screenshot.
was turned out.
Thank
God for
God.
sense.
Yeah. So to wrap up, we talked about proximity.
Okay.
And you are a host or promoter for Networking at Night.
Yes,
so
I am.
About that event.
Yeah, absolutely. So Network Tonight, I am a brand ambassador. Cliff Roach is the curator of this experience. And I just love being a part of it because I am just naturally a master connector. It's something that I do in my day-to-day life. I'm always connecting people to who they need, key relationships. It's just something that's kind of a God-given gift for me. And I realized that a lot of people really struggle with connecting. I naturally do it because I love people and I love myself. That's my main piece of advice when it comes to networking. People are like, how's this so easy? I'm like, I love people and I love myself. So I show up as myself and people receive me or not, and I'm okay with that. So it's every month. It's every final Friday at the Godfrey Hotel, Godfrey IO. It's from 6 to 9. I'm talking just a room full of positive energy. So much positive energy. Everybody about their business, no drama. People are really there wanting to connect. They are coming in purposeful, and I'm with open arms. Like, y'all can meet me, y'all can hug me, y'all can socialize with me. Like, I love meeting new people because I recognize that relationships are gold. You know, so many doors have been open for me because of who I know. And I'm just grateful to be a part of this experience. So come out, connect, build.
Yeah, it's a great event. We all came out together.
Yeah.
We all came out together.
Yeah.
You gonna bring your book to the event, the next one?
I didn't plan on it. I might be an investment. So we're working on a final date. It could possibly be the 29th. It was always Final Fridays, but because of Labor Day, he kind of moved to the 22nd. So I might not be there if it's still the 22nd. So
Is it your first time going to Invest?
it is.
I took my kids.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when Baby was the kid. Still a good kid. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean,
Yeah, I took my girls. I try to
Okay.
get my children as many experiences as possible.
Yeah.
Time in Atlanta. It was a great event. It was
I'm looking forward
man,
to
it
it.
was powerful just seeing that many Black people in a space that is positive, where they want to learn and they're making money. And it was a great event.
Absolutely. And I want to add to that too, because I've heard mixed reviews about it. And what I say to those people is, if you go into a room with people from all over the world, thousands of people, and you don't get nothing, you're the problem.
Exactly.
If you find a way to complain when you are in a room of wealth and knowledge and information, stop looking for one person to change your life and just soak in the environment. That alone will expand your mind,
That's
expand
true.
your wealth energy.
That's the truth.
And a lot of people, they are their biggest problem because of that mindset. So I just wanted to add that.
Yeah, you're right.
A lot of
I
people
have to you don't love it.
Yeah, I'm looking
You
forward
know,
to
but I'm also like that. If I go somewhere for 2 days or 3 days and I get one thing
that
can transform something in my life, I'm good.
That's enough.
I'm good. Thank you, God.
100%. I'm getting stuff every day. So I'm at the grocery store. Your eyes knows. You're not getting it.
Yeah. So before we close, we just want to mention that intentional circles matter more than viral followers. And network and connect with people. Let's talk more about sisterhood than we talk about jealousy.
Yes.
And let's have collaboration without ego.
That's right.
Y'all have everybody want to leave with a takeaway or a comment? Or?
We gonna wrap this up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
You got it on time. We have more time. Come on.
the
Thank
shade.
you so real in this.
I'm Sold Sistas things, Therese. Thank you for coming. Yeah, go ahead.
Into you.
I got
Where can people follow you and find you?
all social media platforms, Lanasia Angelina on my website, Google, all the things, Lanasia Angelina. Fine.
All right.
Thank you.
This was
Thank
great.
you.
We want to do a part 2.
Yes, I'm serious. For real.
We can hop in mindset. Like, I think that would be like great.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys found immense value in this conversation. Make sure that you like, subscribe, leave comments. We love any and all comments. And we hope to see you next week.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.